Building Bridges exists to equip young people with the tools they need to transform divides in their communities. So we tailored our 20-plus years of experience to the identities that are most relevant to the youth here in Metro Denver. And so our flagship program is called Transform, and it's a year long. It kicks off with a 2-week residential experience, sort of a camp up in the mountains, where our young people, high school age young women and gender expansive youth, spend 2 weeks essentially immersing themselves in personal growth, self-discovery, and kind of digging into who they are and what they're about, as well as the skills to and the relationships and trust between members of the cohort. So those 2 weeks are really focused on experience. We do a ton of workshops, we do a ton of team building and outdoor activities and crafts, dialogue sessions. It's a really meaningful and transformative experience is what we hear from the young people who participate in it. And then they come back and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a totally new person, I'm ready to take on the world, and these are my best friends forever. And then they kind of get the reality check of the real world. And so our school year program is really about applied practice. So it's kind of where the rubber meets the road. Our young people meet monthly in home groups based on where they live. So we organize kind of with sort of a place-based strategy. So like, let's get people together who live in neighborhoods adjacent to each other. They get together for a few hours each month for workshops, deeper dives on content that may be coming up for them in their home group, as well as just actual practice of these skills and kind of troubleshooting. Our thinking in locating here at Converge Denver, it was, our decision-making screen or approach in deciding where to relocate, had a lot of pretty typical factors: price, amount of space, amenities. And because we're a nonprofit, and also just because we're a nonprofit business that is mission-driven, right? We wanted to also locate in a space that met our mission goals as well. So the community and the businesses that we were co-located with, we wanted to make sure that they were a good fit and that they complemented the work that we did and that we could bring something to the table. The other thing that I've loved is since the sidewalk and the bike lane have been completed, the opportunity to see people walking and biking back and forth outside the window. I mean, it's just like, oh yeah, this is becoming a neighborhood, a place to go, a place to be, and easier to find and easier to access. I've been loving that. We wanted to be in a place where we had it very evident what the benefits and the risks are of a changing and growing city. We knew if we were here on Brighton, we would not be able to ignore the fact that the city is changing, and that we have a responsibility and a role in that shift. So I kind of knew what was in store, more or less, at least sort of the big projects here on Brighton. I did not know how dramatic a facelift the curb and the sidewalks and the roadways, and I didn't fully grasp the scope of that. But what I did know is that we would be moving into a construction zone, and that has a lot of downsides, but I knew we're playing a long game in building bridges with our mission and our programs, and I'm willing to play a long game in terms of where we invest our energies and our resources in terms of locating our office and our programs and the community we want to be a part of. All of the upsides of locating here sort of outweighed, I guess, the annoyance and the challenges associated with being in the midst of a major urban redevelopment project.